Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. We have a lot to get into tonight, like the LIV Golf Tour and the problems it poses to the PGA Tour of America. Plus, the U.S. Open is coming up next week. We'll find out the reaction of those guys coming back to play here. #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown will be the Steelers and their off-season now that we've gone through minicamp heading into training camp. And here's your panel tonight to talk all about it. We have Will Graves from the Associated Press, who does a great job with all sports Pittsburgh. Mark Kaboly from The Athletic, covers the Steelers extensively. And, of course, Jeff Hathorne from The Fan, sports director, and he covers everything also very well. Very knowledgeable guys on the panel tonight, as always. Mark, I'm going to start with you, though. Minkah Fitzpatrick is due a new deal. He doesn't have one yet. He's gone through his quote, sit in, much like T.J. Watt. Will it work? Does he have to actually go through it for it to work? Because I think he's going to get a deal eventually anyway.
No, I think he's going to play it the same way as T.J. Watt played it. He set a precedent last year, and I think it had a lot to do, guys, with the new CBA, is where you're going to get fined if you miss minicamp. You're going to get fined if you miss any of the practices up at Latrobe too. It's mandatory now. So to get around that, you got to show up, and you don't have to practice. I don't see a guy like Minkah's really going to be a guy that's going to miss a lot. I mean, same with TJ. TJ put in a lot of work, a lot of effort last year on the sidelines, and you saw, Jeff, especially this week, Minkah was in the back. He was taking notes. He was right engaged in about everything. He was engaged in everything except talking to us media folk, telling them what's going on. So, hey, if you can get away with it, and be honest with you, I don't think the Steelers have any say-so in it, right? If he says, I'm not going to practice because this is how I'm going to do it, that's the way it's going to be, right?
At least he's there, right?
Right,
so,
he's there. He's there, and he has the respect of his teammates because he's there. He's in meetings. He's in everything but team drills. And you could tell also that he has the respect of the coaches. Terrell Austin said, like, I have zero worry about Minkah Fitzpatrick. Even Flores had a little comment about it, about him being okay. And his defensive back coach just said, well, he kind of went Tomlin. I coach the guys that are going through drills,
right.
But you know that the respect for him, he plays at an elite level, a deal's going to get done.
Yeah, I mean, the precedent that TJ set last year, I mean, it's hard to argue with the guy that sat in and then was Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm not saying that Minkah's going to do that, but I think he does take a similar work ethic, right? I mean, I think they are similar in that capacity. I'm not saying he's going to have 10 picks and 4 sacks and whatever, but I do think, and also let's look, I mean, when you look at the other options that are at that position, right, he's in the driver's seat, and I think that, you know what, whatever it takes to make sure that he's 100% healthy, then I think that's what you do. The one thing I would worry about, let's remember TJ did have some injury issues early in the year last year. That would be my one sort of worry if I'm the Steelers when he signs, especially if you wait till basically the start of the season. Is he going to be, all those soft tissue issues, is he going to be good to go?
Jeff, I want to ask you about another contract potential problem, and that is Deontay Johnson. He wants what the market is, and the market's soared for these receivers now. The Steelers don't have to do it. They have options. They could wait, especially if their focus is on Minkah Fitzpatrick. #1, do you expect the deal to get done? And #2, how much would it be worth?
Well, first off, we're dealing with Omar Khan for the first time, so we really don't. I mean, we kind of expect it'll be similar to the way it's been under Kevin Colbert. And let's assume that it is. They're going to take care or want to take care of Minkah first and get that contract done. Deontay's interesting because Minkah works at a position that's underpaid. I mean, safety is not going to cost as much as a wide receiver. And now we've seen with Christian Kirk, we've seen with Hunter Renfrow, like these dollars, like gas prices aren't going down for receiver. And they've got a guy he's really good. I think it ultimately depends on what he wants.
Is he a legit #1
elite, though? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I think we all wrote the same story on Tuesday after he talked. And, I mean, we all went through and went to over the cap and pulled all the comps up. And, I mean, is he, I don't know. Who would he compare to? Is he AB? I mean, do they view him as AB in 2012?
No.
I mean, I think when you look what they have, with the rookies and with Claypool, I don't know if they have to pay him, to be honest with you. I don't view him as I don't see his arc becoming an AB type. And if you're going to give him AB money, I wouldn't pay for that.
I would definitely look at that Hunter Renfrow contract. What was it, 2 for 32?
Like $16 million, yeah. Right.
I mean, that would be the baseline for me. But I would be willing to overpay Deontay a little bit if it's that small deal, if it's that 2-year deal. Steelers don't do 2-year deals. It's usually 3 or longer. So that's probably still going to be thrown out. But I would say the baseline would be 16. You get him anywhere between 16 and 18. I make that move. I don't know if Deontay's willing to make that move. That's the case. What does he want? We don't know what he wants.
So I would do 18 for 4 years, because I think by the third year you'd find that that's a bargain. I mean, look at how receiver contracts.
If he performs.
And if you don't sign him, you're banking that Pickens, and he's looked great, and Austin are going to be guys that can, fill the void. Because Deontay, I mean, he's a 1,000-yard receiver. He works hard. I mean, he's first out,
so did Juju. So did Juju, and they didn't re-sign Juju either.
You can set this contract in a way up as you can get out of it after 2 years too. Yeah. So it's not like if you give him 3-4 years that he's going to be here 4 years if he struggles next year. You cannot count on a Juju. Nobody wants him next year. 1 year, $8 million prove-it deal for this guy. I don't think you can, because if he does come put up 100 yards, 100 catch, 1,500-yard season, you're not going to keep him, right?
Maybe that's why you hire a cap guy to be your GM, to figure these things out, right?
You also have a franchise tag available if you decide that you're going to play.
He's not worth that. I mean, come on.
No, I'm just saying you can do it if he has a good year.
$21 million under the camp right now. I know they can roll a lot of that over, but it's not like they're little sisters of the poor here. They can afford to give a little bit more money.
But they find wide receivers in a lot of places, and if they wait and find out that Pickens is good and Austin is good and Claypool has a big year, which some people have forgotten he's there, all of a sudden you can still find somebody else and save some money.
But then if Deontay has a big year, then he has the pool where he can wait until March and see what the market.
It's a gamble no matter how you do it, so we'll see how it goes. When we come back, we're going to talk about the quarterback situation, because everyone talks about quarterbacks, not just here but in Cleveland. We'll get into that and more as we continue. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.